Hello, welcome back to the woods. And in this video we're going to look at an item I get asked loads and loads of questions about, especially with new subscribers coming onto the channel and going through my back catalogue. And that item is this. And this is my PLCE Infantry Bergen. So this was a DIY project from about 4 years ago. And the questions I tend to get are, am I still using it? Did I make any other modifications? And was there anything that didn't work? Well, that's what I'm going to go through in this video. What the modifications were. Did I get on with them okay? Have I made any other changes, or is there anything else that I would change? So the original item was a British Army PLCE infantry rucksack, and this was the long back model. They made two models, a long back and a short back. They both had a capacity with side pockets of about 120 litres, so it was a big capacity pack. The only difference in the two is the short back, so that it still has that capacity, is slightly wider. The long back is quite nice and narrow. The main changes that I made was on the sides. I put in these mesh dump pockets. I also changed the strap configuration to allow me to draw it much further down, so I could make the actual overall size of it that little bit smaller and that little bit more manageable if I was carrying smaller loads. So with the mesh dump pockets on either side, it allows me to stash gear that I want to get through the course of the day. So I've got water bottles on either side, I've got my metal mugs on either side, I've got tools I can stash down the side as well. I've also got this useful pocket on the front that tends to be where I keep my basher kit. So when I arrive somewhere, I can quickly put up my shelter before I unpack the contents of my rucksack in the shelter of my tarp. And it's worked very, very well over the last few years. Although you guys don't see this that often in my videos, this is actually the rucksack of choice when I'm working, because I can fit so much stuff in it and it's all accessible where I need it. Its size means I can use it as like my daily carry when I'm at work. It doesn't matter if it gets thrown around. It's a very robust thing. It's made to military standards, and I've been very, very pleased with it. If I'm out for longer periods of time, well, it's got the capacity there. This one at the moment has got a sleeping bag, a bivvy bag, stove, food, warm kit, wet kit, everything in it, as well as the gear that I've got stashed on the outside. The only negative that I found with it is actually the back system. It does get a little bit sweaty. It's a very simple, nothing to go wrong system. It doesn't ventilate like an LK35, but it has an awful lot more capacity and it is very, very practical. The shoulder straps are quite nice and wide for spreading the weight out if you're carrying heavier loads. You have a reasonable waist belt on there. I've made mine slightly more flexible by putting in little tabs, but you can go over onto the original video and have a look. Also on the sides, in under there, you have zips for your zip on, zip off side pockets. So if I'm out in the winter or if I'm out for a longer period of time and I need that extra capacity, I have the facility to be able to add that. Obviously, the more you use it, the more you find little things that you want to change. And one of the ones that I have changed is I removed the original top pocket. The top pocket was very, very generous, so much so if you just put your regular items in there, they tended to rattle around in there, so you ended up padding it out with all sorts of useless stuff. And what that gave you was a very big, bulky lid. So I removed the external pocket. I've still got a lid pocket. It's inside there, and I can keep everything that I need in there. It's well compressed and it doesn't rattle around. So that is the only change that I've made to the original DIY project that I put together 4 years ago. As far as any other changes that I'm going to make to it, well, it's not far off being perfect. A couple of people have suggested putting an extendable floating lid on, which is quite a simple project to do. You just remove the lid, add 3 ladder lock buckles to it and 3 straps on the main pack, and you've got a lid that can allow you to extend the capacity of your pack very, very easily. Which I was going to do, but then I thought, well, I'm getting older. I don't want to be carrying more kit. So it's not really one that I need to do. One that I am going to do is I'm going to replace the Fastex buckles with the G hooks that I've put on nearly all my other rucksacks now, because they make a lot more sense and they're less likely to break when I'm out in the field. The other one that I might do is I might put a mesh pocket here on the outside, just a flat sewn pocket with a little zip or a little piece of Velcro, just for stashing a first aid kit on the outside. And that's the only other change that I would make to this pack. It's a great pack. It's really flexible because you can shrink it down or you can make it up really big. The addition of the mesh pockets, etc., as per my original video, is a great addition. It means I don't always have to have the big floppy side pockets on if I'm carrying a small load. It's a great bit of kit. You can pick them up on eBay if you search around. They don't cost a lot of money. Everyone wants the new, more up-to-date versions. These ones are exactly the same. They're just as robust, they're just as good, and they make an ideal DIY project. That's my pack. Doesn't sit too big on the back. It's nice and robust. It's a great size. It's incredibly flexible because I can extend the capacity up or down. The zip on, zip off side pockets are great if I do have to carry loads more extra gear or extra weight. Fortunately, as I said, nowadays I'm getting a little bit older. I tend to think about my kit a little bit more, and I don't have to put those big side pockets on very often. If you want to go back and check out how I did this, I will put the link to that video in the description box down below. If you enjoyed this video, you'll probably enjoy that video, and give both of them that big thumbs up. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, like and share everything that I do. You can also follow me over on Instagram and Facebook, and you'll find the links to those down in the description box. Down there you will also find a link to my Patreon page. If you want to get more involved with the channel, follow me over on Patreon. It doesn't cost a lot, but there are benefits. There is also a link to my Etsy shop, which this weekend coming up, my little leather logo pouches will be going up on there for sale. I've also got a run of my woven ones. I'm expecting those any day, and as soon as they come in, they will go up on there as well. I know a lot of you are also waiting for the Forester pouches. Well, the first batch are nearly finished. There's going to be 14 of them. However, obviously they will get offered to my patrons first. So if you want to get in first, become a patron. If not, the rest of them will be going up on my Etsy shop at some point next week. I will put a little announcement up in the community section on this page, so you can follow if you really want one. Follow that link and get you over to the shop. I'll also announce it over on Instagram and Facebook, so keep your eyes open on all of those, and you might stand a chance of getting in there first, but obviously unless my patrons whip them all up. There is also, I'm waiting at the moment for a couple of the first run of the new t-shirts. If I'm happy with the print quality and the quality of the t-shirt, then there will be a link to show you where you can get those as well. So you can follow the channel, support the channel, and show your support for the channel by wearing the shirt. I think that's everything. I've been Neil. Until next time, stay safe.